the Dambusters is in the site of the Woodhall Spa Hotel and Winter Gardens. But as I say, a parachute bomb destabilised it in the war, and so it's no longer here. But this is the Memorial Square. I do believe it's getting redone, which is why it's looking possibly a little bit tired. We have the 617 memorial here. I wonder what they'd think. I think the last one died a couple of years ago. But I know they'd have something to say of what this country's become. I'm sure some of you won't agree with me, but it's my channel, my voice, so yeah. So here we go. This is the dams, Normandy, Biscay, German ports, Channel, France and Germany, Tour Pits and Fortress Europe. And these are the names of the locals that gave their lives freedom. And therein lies the word freedom. Anyway, let's get on, because this is our starting point. It's a whistle-stop tour, but we're going to go in depth with the Petwood Hotel and Kinema in the woods, and touch on the Edwardian architecture. Even though it's a Victorian town, its gilded age, shall we say, was in the Edwardian area where it was expanded. And yeah, let's come along. This is the inn. It's a nice little hotel with a nice bar. That's really nice food actually. And it's also got the 617, named after 617 Dambusters squadron, which I think used to stay, or some of them used to stay there. This here, gosh, I nearly missed it. This used to be the old railway, which used to go off down there. And you'll see, as I'm talking, where the railway will be. I'm standing at the gates and the railway would come down here. And that's the little, I believe they call it the ticket office, but it's now the smallest shoe shop. It used to be the smallest shoe shop in the world, but I guess legally they had to change that. But that's all part of the original station. And yeah, this is Woodhall, because I speak about it a lot. That over there, I think, used to be a private home. Again, a lot of army and officers. We have the Enchanted Bloom, which do beautiful flowers. We have Little Self, and they've got a Big Self further down the high street. And because we're an RAF town, and part of the Dambusters history, Monty's been here, I think King George VI has been here. I think there's about 5,000 troops here camped out in the Pinewoods, which I'll take you through in a minute. But yes, Matthew Temple House, I used to think that used to be a private home. Not a bad private home, but now it's a bookshop, both second-hand and new, and sort of nice knickknacks, really nice knickknacks. That used to be a little forest hut that they moved. We have lots of cafes, lots of bars, and lots of shops and restaurants. We've got some very nice shops. Molly and Me Interiors Lifestyle, it's one of my favourites. Look at that banana dish. I've got my eye on that baby. And yes, we've got Bar 11, rather nice cocktails. And they have live bands. Again, another hairdressers. We are a village, well, it's a town of large old houses. It's really sort of built in the Victorian area, but it has an Edwardian feel in the architecture. This is a beautiful delicatessen and bakeries, and it's always busy. And in the summer, you actually have a queue going right back to the bar sometimes. Got a nice Indian restaurant there, very nice food. And you've got 16 Interiors, which is like a sister to the other interior shop. But this also does children's clothes and toys. Proverbial Boots the Chemist. Up here, some nice fine houses. This is actually called the Broadway. We'll turn around now. You see back down the Broadway and look at all those Union Jacks. which I'll be talking about later. A very nice cafe, nice area sitting outside, just fabulous ice creams and beautiful breakfast, and yeah, just really nice. Got a pin cushions interiors, they're making lots of nice curtains. We've got barbers, we've got 2 barbers in Woodhall. We've got Turkish barbers with traditional British barbers. Nice pet shop that look after your pets. And you've got the Dambusters 617 Squadron gate there, which takes you through to another nice cafe. This is an Airbnb, which was once the church. And St Andrew's Church there, that's new St Andrew's Church. If you've seen one of my shorts, you'll know the old St Andrew's had to be taken down because it was destabilised through bomb damage. This here, Wartime in Woodhall, Montgomery Village. I'll take a photo of it as well, but pretty much everyone's been here. One moment. But yes, can't remember who designed Woodhall, but they didn't want any streets names, and I think that still stands to today. We got roads, closes and avenues, and it's renowned, as I say, for the Edwardian style and the tree-lined avenues. Pretty much everywhere you've got trees, which is very nice. Excuse my breathing. I'm trying to not breathe as much. No, that sounds wrong, because I need to breathe. But yes, I'm trying to get fit, and this is what we're doing. We've got Willoughby Studio and Gallery for art, and we've got the Woodhall Spa Cottage Museum. It's not open till Wednesday, and I'll be taking you in there next week because I'm taking some donations that I found at a car boot, and I do believe the previous owner really wanted to have them donated to a museum, and I thought this was a rather apt museum. It looks tiny, but evidently it's like a TARDIS inside. So yes, we'll find out next week. Okay, this, as I say, this is the old railway track. Oh, look at the little robin. Wonder who's visiting. But yeah, that's the old railway track, and it goes right down there. So I'm standing where the old trains used to come. That used to go to Woodhall Junction, and I guess on towards the coast, to take the soldiers to war in the Second World War. Possibly the First World War. I'm not very good at history. Perhaps someone who knows Woodhall Spa, the history more, and perhaps I'll do a video about the history, because this is just a whistle-stop tour of Woodhall. As I say, I wasn't planning to do it as a longer video. I was planning to do it as a short, but I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm proud of where I live. I'm proud of my country, and I'm proud to be old school. So I thought I'd take you for an old school walk. Look at that beautiful cottage garden. Wow. Rose cottage. Don't see a lot of roses. Oh, there's a lot of rose hips. Perhaps they've all died off, but yes, one of the beautiful places. Right, coming into the little wood which leads to the Pinewoods. If anyone knows Woodhall, it's a home of international golf, and we've got the National Golf Centre. We've also got Woodhall Spa Manor, and we've got another big house there. Oh gosh, I'll put it in the comments. My friend's had her wedding there. Beautiful place, a beautiful place for a wedding. This is the old tea house in the Wood restaurant, and it's been a tea house for over 100 years. But it's a pizza area. It's been varied, but it's been up by this owners, I think, for several years, and it does fantastic hamming kebabs. But yeah, very nice for afternoon teas as well. And right in front of me, this is what Woodhall Spa is named after. This is the original spa baths. It's half beauticians at the moment, Renew, which again do fantastic, do all sorts of beauty treatments and hair. And I think the other half is going to be a large Airbnb, but that's the original spa bath. It was founded by quite a wealthy man, put the name above because I can never remember, looking for coal, and he broke a seam of mineral rich water, gosh. And he realised had properties in it which were very healthy, and he sold that and bottled it instead, and people would come up and lie in the baths and have their beauty treatments in the mid 1800s to the mid 1900s. And right in front of me is the Kinema, which I think used to be a sports place, but I believe Montgomery's here. I may be wrong, I'll have to correct myself, but it is a fantastic cinema and a Kinema because it's in the middle of a woods. That is called Kinema in the Woods, and I believe it's one of the only back projection cinemas in the world. And when you step inside, you will see that it really is like stepping back in time. They still have the matinees, they still have the breaks, and as I say, I'll take you on a tour around there when I'm not on quite a whistle-stop tour, but it really is fascinating there. Second World War, a lot of the soldiers used to come and watch the top films, used to news, and I'm sure they used to plan their raids in there as well. But it really is a fantastic cinema. It has an organist that in Cinema 1 pops out of the stage in the midway point playing the organ, and it is pretty cool. It's fascinating to watch. As I say, it's like stepping back 100 years. Okay, they very kindly let us in the foyer. There is films going on, but when I say it's like stepping back in time, I mean it's really stepping back in time. Okay, here we go. All the old pictures of Woodhall and the properties and the various there's the Hydro Hotel, long gone. Spa baths, which we were just talking about. As I say, it's like stepping back in time. A lot of history has happened here. And it really is worthy of a visit if you're ever in Woodhall. The whole place is just history. I was going to say, I used to think they used to have a Dalek. Well, gonna have to go. Hello, Lily Bunny. I forgot you used to work here. Hello. I won't get you in if you don't. Are you sure? There we go. Thank you. Apologies. And this is Kinema 1. And this is the organist. And you can actually hire the whole Kinema for not too much money actually. I think £200. Got an overflow car park in the woods, and that's why it's called Kinema in the Woods. So yeah, what do you think of Kinema? I think it's one of those fascinating places that you have to come to. It's very weird having a cinema, a proper cinema. It shows proper films, maybe not 4D or 4. No, they may be 4K. I don't know actually, but I think it's proper cinema film they use. I may have to look into that. I may even put it above. But yeah, that is Kinema, and that is Woodhall Spa Baths. In front of me is the the bowls, where we go to the car boot sale. So you may have seen that in one of our car boot videos. Yeah, that's where they have the car boots, which is just far from the Kinema. The squirrel there is either burying its nuts or finding some nuts. But yeah, we have a lot of deer. In fact, we've had a snake before, and that was quite exciting. I'm a little bit scared of snakes, so I did scream a lot. But I think it was only a grass snake, but wasn't quite expecting to see a snake. And coming up in front of us is the Pinewoods, and in the Second World War there's a lot of dugouts there and lots of soldiers camped there, and there is some sort of structures just sort of ankle height that are still in there, and I'll do that another time, because at Osler's plantation there is huge areas of sort of cemented ground, all overgrown now in the woods, and some billets as well near the old airfield that the Dambusters would come from. There you go. It's a Pinewoods, beautiful woods, and it backs right in to the shops. So you can, and some of the cafes, and you can sit in the cafe at the back and look at the Pinewoods. It's amazing really that I think thousands of soldiers were camped out here. As I say, I don't say that I know a lot about history, but I know Woodhall Spa earned its place in history through the wars. So yes, if anyone's been to the 1940s weekend, you'll see a lot of these areas are dug out, and the actual reenactment societies actually camp in the woods where the actual soldiers would have camped. A lot of them were put up in sort of the houses, the B&Bs, or the hotels were taken over, and we're about to go into where the Dambusters officer, the 617 squadron, were billeted during the Second World War, which is now the Golf Hotel. It was a private stately home for a singular wealthy lady. But now it's a hotel. It's a fantastic hotel. It's got the original oak dining room, and they've still got the original snooker table that the 617 squadron played on. I've played on it myself. If you ask and you put a deposit for the queues and you're respectful and they haven't got any private functions on, you can go there. They've also got a fantastic little museum in there, which was the original 617 officers bar area. We'll try and get in there today, but if not, I'll do that as a separate video. Right, it's a bit of a walk. Well, it's not, it's about 5 minutes, but you don't want to hear me puffing and panting all the way up there. But I'm very proud of Woodhall. So we're heading to the Petwood Hotel and Peto Gardens, designed by a fantastic garden designer, I think in the 1800s, and they've put it back to how it was then. And it really is fabulous. We missed the rhododendrons this year, but yeah, you'll want to see it. Yeah, so we're coming up to Jubilee, and in the Jubilee Park Gardens you've got an open air swimming pool, you've got bowls, you've got that other funny game where you use little croquet, that's it, croquet lawns, crazy golf, huge open air swimming pool, and a lovely cafe. We've also got caravan and camping there, very nice. And I'll turn the camera around and you'll be able to see it. Okay, so we're coming up to the gates of the Petwood Hotel. As I say, everything's very compact in Woodhall. It's called a town, but it really does have very much a small village feel. Everything is in walking distance, including walking from my house. This is one of my favourite places to eat and drink, especially on the veranda on a summer's day. There you go. Tells you all about the tall boy. And they're all in front of the Petwood Hotel. Okay, so we're now coming in to the grounds of Woodhall. If you drive in, this is where you'll come in. If you're walking, this is when you'll come in. They do lots of events, country singers, family events, and a lot of them are actually free. There you go, that's part of the grounds. You see the ponds there, that's Alice in Wonderland. They're named after, well, a lot of the statues are children's classics from the books. There used to be more, as you can see, but during the Second World War, I'm not saying Guy Gibson did it, but 617 Squadron, after I'm sure a boozy dinner, used to use them for target practice. So they're not there anymore. But yeah, to the left of the main building there, straight ahead, that's the original restaurant there. And that's the gardens. I'll take you on a garden tour another time. But for now, we are going and we're going towards the entrance now. As you can see, it's got all the old original, not so much stained glass, perhaps they shot them out as well, who knows. This is the main entrance, but it really is beautiful, and it's like stepping back in time. Let's go in. The entrance hall. There you go. Beautiful workmanship, and there you can see the officers that stayed here. This here shows the actual officers' mess of Woodhall Spa and what each area was happening in. And it was taken over. And we're going into the snooker room now. And from what I understand, this old table here, and you can still play on it, I've just asked. This is what they used to play on. I think the lights are here, as I remember. There we go. But yeah, again, it's a snooker room. Many a star has probably played snooker at this table. I don't think they've ever guaranteed they played at it, but I like to think they did. Someone may be able to tell me. Perhaps family were in the 617. But yeah, it's a beautiful table to play on. Very, very old. Well, I don't know how they got it in. Okay, so We are now in the officers' mess of the Dambusters, and as you can see, it is completely surrounded by history.
Well, there's bunks twice up there, isn't there?
Okay.
So they would have all been here, would they?
This was your house, yes.
When we were at Bamborough,
Yes.
the Armstrong family, who are the owners of Bamborough and have been for ages,
Yes.
basically he was the richest man at one
Would you
point
like to have a drink?
in the whole of Europe. And he was very well into his engineering and stuff like that.
The Armstrong gun, which is
Oh,
Yes, and they've got like a little bit of a museum there with lots of blown up aeroplanes and stuff. And
whatever it's called, their aircraft manufacturer.
Oh,
Planes.
wow.
now you go up there. Now he thinks there's a room with lots of stuff like that in there.
Oh,
They've got
excellent.
lots of bits of plane.
He's going anyway.
So,
Dressing
half
up
an
and
engine,
toes.
fire
Oh,
up,
wow.
half
My goodness.
so it was just interesting to know these bits and bobs.
And that
of various
Barnes
planes.
Wallace bloke was mentioned up there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he said he was very well known for doing his bouncing bomb, but there was something else, I can't remember what he did up there. You remember what it
Well,
was?
he's the bouncing bomb. They've got them in the garden.
Oh,
Yeah. Sis will have a walk round.
Yeah, I saw one in Dambusters.
Did you?
That girl I saw
At
last
the moment.
night,
Right.
when they were based over in Germany, I went to see her. And they
Right.
took us, well, yeah, they went to see her. You have to play Dambusters to the box. I should be
You laugh. I went in Kinema yesterday, and that's exactly what they were playing on the organ.
Yes.
Well, that's the other place, isn't it? It's a bit unique to Woodhall. It's the Kinema. It's a 1950s, 1960s cinema in the woods. Kinema in the woods.
So are they saying this is the same as what it was in like 1940?
I think so.
It's not been touched.
Sorry?
Well, all the photos were
Yeah.
inside, weren't they?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'll tell you something in a minute. Sorry, no. Honestly.
Yes. Well, last year they had the City of Lincoln on the occasion flying around
As it stands now. I'm in until 8. Yeah. I'm
So we are now in the original oak panelled dining room. Sure. Well, I've had many a jolly meal in here, so you can imagine what it was like over 100 years ago. There. Okay. Possibly original service, but beautiful wooden carved stair, and as I say, it is original to the house. We're coming up to the balcony, and as I showed you outside, there's the stairs, and these are the original house when it was being built. The year. Okay. Sorry about the reflection. It's a sunny day. Don't know whether to. That's the original owner and whose house it was built for. And this was when she had it, Lady Weagle had it as her home. I hope you can see it. I'll take some photos as well. And if anyone wants any more information, you can just drop a message, a comment, and I will get back to you when I can. Last but not least, there's the boys' games room, Petwood Gardens, and I would guess that's Lady Weagle and family.
It's my knees.
And back down. This glorious staircase. There's a little seat in the middle of the staircase. And this is a very fine veranda. It's pretty much open all year. There's the Petwood Gardens, absolutely glorious. There we go. Just the Petwood. So we are now on our way to see the only prototype, the bouncing bomb. Not the bouncing bomb, the other one. I get my bombs confused. Sorry, all historians out there. As I say, I don't sound a historian, but I love history. And there we go. There's the veranda. We came out from the restaurant and bar. Petwood Gardens, they go on for miles, absolutely miles and miles and miles. So it's very windy. I hope you can hear me today. It's been raining on and off, but I've got a rare piece of sunshine, and yeah, we're coming. But the gardens are absolutely stunning and well worth a visit. It's one of the many ponds, as I said before. There were more statues. I think this is probably one of them, where they had a bit of a shooting party after a very bevy lunch. There we go. Looking up to the skies. How beautiful. What a lovely in memorandum. There you go. And then we have here the prototype of the Barmswallish. Yes, it was the bouncing bomb. And I'm sure you don't want to just see the sign. It is. I'm not going to touch it because I'm sure that that gives you the idea of scale. I'm nearly on it. And as I say, if anyone wants any further information, just drop a comment and I will get back to you as best as I can. And if anyone's got any more tidbits of information, please do come back to me, because as I say, I'm not a historian. I just appreciate and respect our history. These people, what they did for us. And there we go, the last shot of the Petwood, which is now a hotel, but once was a private home. Thank you very much. So, what are your thoughts on the Petwood Hotel? As I say, we have another beautiful hotel. We have several hotels. We have the Golf Hotel, which, as I say, it's only a whistle-stop tour. The signs, they have different